Hello. I've got no idea if this is working or not. Right, I'm going to do some tests first of all to check this is all working. But good evening. This is an impromptu live stream here on ChinnyVision 2. It's a very impromptu. I'm going to check my phone to see if people are waiting for ChinnyVision 2 at 21:25. Oh dear. Now, is this working? ChinnyVision 2, ChinnyVision Live. Ah, that's me talking. That's me talking, definitely. Good. Hello, and welcome to this live stream. I'd better put some stuff out. I've got a Sinclair Spectrum Plus out here, connected to the Retrotink, which is up here somewhere in this myriad of cables. I'm going to try and get, where's my buttons for chatty chat? Oh, you see, I'm not doing it the normal way. So where's all the buttons, please? Give me my buttons. I'm live now. I know I'm live now. Well, I can do it in there. Hello, Richard Shaw Wright. Hello, Hafen Puds. Hello, Sabretooth Barnacle. I can see your chat there, but I don't need to see that video because what I need to see is OBS there. Which if I shrink that down, that should be good. Because we should have turn on button, and I've not set the Retrotink up for this, so be prepared for fireworks. Oh, that doesn't look good. Oh, it's settled down. It's settled down. Oh, right, there's an AGC going on there, isn't it? That thing's adjusting itself. Right, we better get into the settings of the Retrotink first of all to see what we can do about all of this. We're also looking quite high up in the display. Retrotink is a signal converter that takes your SD signals and outputs them as lovely HD. I've had one for quite a while. It has not been working properly. The firmware update, or for old computers, the firmware update I've got here has fixed a lot of issues. So what I'm going to do is first do some scaling and cropping, and I'm going to move I don't want H position, I want V position. Right. There we go. I mean, it is a composite, specky 48K, so it's never going to look good. However, there's apparently some clever... That tells you when you're cropping. That's all fine. We do... Oh, that's all for your fancy... if you want to have scan lines and stuff, which we don't want. Ah, good. Right, that's interesting. We can get the brightness up. What I didn't see was any... I don't adjust what I don't know what it does. Right, all of that stuff. There is some kind of AGC going on in here because I can see the signal varying. No, that's all that stuff. SD, standard definition decoder. This is what we want. We have a YC filter there. And you can see, look at the Sinclair research text there. You can see a bit of a difference there. Notch filter appears to give the sharpest. Hi, Andy Magic Knight. Sorry, I'm not looking at the text. I'm fiddling with this. It's never going to look brilliant, but we'll turn the chrome up a bit because I bet you it's a little bit on the uncolourful side, and we will take it out. So let's load in again. Let's press the button on my... Oh, you see, that's that is it. The Retrotink is adjusting itself on the AGC there. There must be a way of turning that off. Because look, I mean, it's gone really dark now. That's no good, is it? There must be a setting to sort that out. On the input, perhaps? Composite. That's composite. You can see I've got that there. Output res is correct. There is some kind of automatic gain control that's messing up. Anyway, let's try a game, shall we? Told you I hadn't tested this. Let's load in Rodman from the future. So how dark that's gone. As loud as that go? Oh. Now, I know the spec has got a really dodgy output, but... The trouble is with this device is that basically a bloke who likes American games consoles designed it all for his American games consoles, and that's that. And really, it's marketed as this retro device, but to Americans, this basically means a Nintendo Entertainment System or a SNES or something. They don't think you can have a Spectrum with a grotty old output. And whereas your normal solution works absolutely fine, clearly, this must be so much fun to watch me playing around with. I've got the brightness all the way up. Not this making a huge amount of difference, but it shouldn't be doing an automatic gain control. That's what I don't get. I mean, it's making naff all difference, right? Anyone know? Anyone got Retrotink? Hi to Geigerpunk, who's in the, who's, I mean, this is ridiculous. Oh, I spent so much money on this thing. Settle down, and hopefully it will now... No, it's... Why put an AGC in this thing that you can't adjust? Anyway, let's play Rodman. I want... Kempston. You'll just have to put up with it being dark. Because it's going to be dark. So Rodman is... You all know what this is. By the future was 8-bit. Misfit coded it. It's a bit like Bomberman meets Pac-Man. We lay bombs for the ghosts. And I missed one there. And you go between the screens. Money it could have been spent on coffee and cake. This is supposed to be the solution to all my woes. And give us a far better capture setup. Ultimately. But frankly, on some of these things it's being outperformed by a 10-year-old Pioneer DVD recorder. Which is how you currently see the signal process from this on the channel. And do you know what? It doesn't have a fancy pants AGC doing weird things. You just manually adjust it in the settings and it looks fine. Now the Tink is far, far sharper. But clearly, I mean, I could probably turn it up in... Can I turn it up in here? So I shouldn't need to. That's the thing. I shouldn't need to have to adjust this. Because it should, for your $300, do the job. That's the one I can't adjust. SD... What's aperture do? Aperture doing anything? I mean, it's not like this brightness control is exactly doing much. And the contrast is doing naffle. $300. Retrotink 5. Why don't we try another game? That's what we're testing after all, isn't it, I suppose? Now, I can't play Dizzy Doodah, but we could play... Let's go into classics. What we got in B? Batty. Oh, that looks better. Right, let's go Kempston. How do we... How do we select our controls? Oh, press A. Okay, start game. That looks better. But it shouldn't be... The device should not be automatically adjusting itself depending on source. The whole point of this thing is it's supposed to be immensely tweakable and you can set it up how you want, but clearly you can see there's some kind of gain control, and as soon as you've got a little machine that's a little bit... Oh, bum. Well, I mean, yeah, Geiger Punk, that's right, but I mean, the problem is ultimately I've got to move forward because the current capture setup isn't going to work forever. It has limitations. It takes a lot of effort sometimes to get machines working. If I want the Mega Drive, I've got to pull everything out and change over devices, and it's not as sharp as it could be. And I see people showing off their capture, and I think, oh, their capture's better than mine. I used to be better than everyone else. And I saw this thing advertised. I thought, this is brilliant because it solves so many problems, especially going forward where we've got TVs without SCARTs on them. I thought, brilliant, it's going to solve all those problems. Because, oh, bum. And yeah, it will if it works. I've done some Archimedes capture on it, and it looks great, although it's still a little bit jittery down the bottom. I've done some Spectrum Plus 2A. Spectrum Plus 2A is a machine I can't currently capture from. Nothing I've got here works with it. It actually will work, but I get these kind of slight... on the right-hand side of anything black, you get a slight shadow. About 20 pixels along. So it captures from that, but again, occasionally it goes jittery, and he's done this latest firmware update, and it's suddenly become far more usable. Far more usable. But he's kind of completely geared towards these, as I say, the consoles, and that were available in the USA. He's trying to add in support for other machines, but there's no love. Oh, bum. Love there. Batty was a Your Sinclair cover tape, quite right. Hey on Puds. And it's really good. Could someone tweet out this is happening with the URL? Because I can't take my hands off the thing now. Bum. I mean, yeah, I've just done Swiv on the Archie, and it's come out great, but a little bit too sharp. I had it set up for a little bit too... I've not played Bounder for years. It's black on the screen. It's dark screens that seem to throw it, I think. It is the AGC. It's loading? You loading? Oh, yeah, we're loading. Press any key. I'll tell you what, let me just see. Let me tweet something out on Twitter. How do I get onto... Yeah. Live now. Live. I'm going to go... Is this the one? Am I looking at the right stream? Yes, I am. That's me. Right, let me live now on ChinnyVision 2. This is so organised. I thought I was going to do something organised over Christmas. No, I can't be bothered. I find it so stressful. Unless I'm spontaneous, I find it quite stressful. I couldn't do... I don't know what Nicky and Bunty do. Everyone's on a Friday night, aren't they? It makes it a pain because you can't watch. Everyone's competing against each other like some kind of TV station. Oh, right, I'm no good at this. Oh, can I fire? Was this given away on a... Oh. Yeah. Right, that's all, folks. Yeah. It was given away by Amstrad Action, wasn't it? But I can't stand... I just... The whole idea of planning something and all the rest of it, it's like either do it spontaneously or just do a normal video. I was editing Swiv, and frankly, I'm bored of editing Swiv, which is why I decided to do this. Really, I thought I could test this out, and I haven't tried the Spectrum, so I'll do that. No, clearly I'm no good at this. Oh, you haven't used the, Geiger pump's got the 464. You've had no joy with that tape deck then yet. Yeah, I'm really annoyed about that, because not you haven't used it, but it left here kind of like, well, it semi-works. It works in all these games. By the time it got to Wales, what's that? Let's try a bit of Pickford Brothers. Why not? Yeah, by the time I got to Wales, it wasn't loading, which is annoying, but that's life. Got some drink? Wine. Coke 9s or something. But yeah, that was it. Anything else? Let me have a look at the other comments. I assume that's not too loud, the Spectrum, by the way. Let me just turn it down on the mixing desk there. It's all over here, and I don't have headphones on. I should do. Geigerpunk's got his RISC PC hooked up to the internet. My mate had his RISC PC on the internet. He was nuts for Acorn stuff. Right, press the button and Kempston. Fire to start. I'm sure it's just a twiddle with a screwdriver. I just feel really bad that after all that it arrived and it didn't work. Look at this. Look at this wonderful Pickford Brothers design. What a game. Another one given away free with Amstrad Action and your Sinclair. No, is there a C64 version? Or didn't they do a isometric game? Oh, was it Amurote they decided not to do in isometric because it was Glider Rider was such a pain on the 64? Was that it? I think that was it. Yeah, this is working for it. There's an AGC in that device, and what's happening is it is compensating for the video levels, and if there's plenty on the screen, it's fine. If there's black on the screen, it does weird things. Frankly, that should be able to be automatic gain controls. Are just even in my Pioneer DVD recorder, wave my arms around for the benefit of the camera. Even in my Pioneer DVD recorder, you've got control over all of the inputs and how they come in. I turn off, the AGC's turned off, and I tweak the black and white levels depending on the machine. The Amiga needs the black level tweaking down, the ST needs all the levels raising slightly. Everything else is in the middle, apart from the +4, which is a little bit bright, which comes down. And I know what I've got for each machine, and I should be able to do that on this. But automatic gain control, because apparently I'm not to be trusted adjusting that stuff. So again, all right, pull back. No, pull back. No, right. Right, you go down the hill, you pull back, don't you? The opposite direction. You go down the hill. Am I not high up enough? Is that it? No, it didn't. No. Perhaps the hill's not high enough. I can't tell what direction I'm going now. I need to get my glider going. Why is my glider not working? Oh, I'm taking out. Yeah, that didn't work. Yeah, that's the problem. You need to take off away from the installations. Because you will get... There's a hill over here somewhere, isn't there? It's a lovely thing. I mean, the Pickfords, I'm always sucking up to them. It's not because I know them. I genuinely played their games, and they know I've told John Pickford many times how rubbish Raster Scan is, because I bought it and didn't know what to do in it. I still don't, really. I've tried, every few years I try to play Raster Scan, but in general their games are... Oh, that's not on that big enough hill. I need... Is it 4 squares? Oh, I'm too far over. And of course on the Amstrad, doesn't the music... No, the music... No. Right, here we go. Oh, no, don't do that. Whoa. Is there a Spectrum 128K version? Because the Amstrad version has a really funky soundtrack. No, don't. I've really got to find her. Well, you're probably better. You probably were better off with Iridium. It's probably good on the 64. Oh. Right, I'm now gliding until such time as I get shot. Not enough height. I wanted to bomb that thing there. It's a bit like Desert Strike in that you've got to get the bomb the exterior installations, then go in for the kill on the main bit. I did do a video on Raster Scan, and that was my latest attempt to understand the game, and it failed. I got further, but it still makes no sense. It's a clever idea, but it just doesn't work. Let's try something else. What we got in here? This is the 48K Plus that you sometimes see on the channel now because I really like it. I had 2 of these machines. Let me get up full screen. I had 2 of these machines. I bought one from a bloke at school for about a tenner. Got it home, and some of the keys were dead. I had no idea about membranes in those days. J didn't work, which was obviously the most important key. Chris J for load, and then that, da-da, enter. And then another kid sold me a machine, and again, about 5 or something, and he thought it was dead, which it was. It was dead. But the keyboard was fine. So I took the working Spectrum and took the top off the other Spectrum, put them together, and lo and behold, I had a working Spectrum, which really annoyed the kid who sold me the dead Spectrum because he said I'd ripped him off, which was rubbish because clearly the Spectrum didn't work, right? The Spectrum did not work, but I knew nothing about membranes or anything like that, and I had a working Plus, and I had that for a while, and then it's a Plus, something went wrong with it. And that's when I got my Plus 3 instead. I mean, most kids in the early 90s would have been wanting not Nintendo, Sega's or something. I wanted a Spectrum, even though I already had an Amstrad. Is it me the screen sharpens up a second after? When was that, Carl? We've got weird things going on. It's capturing on a Retrotink, and it's doing weird things, but it is on composite, so it's going to look as ropey as, because it's a Spectrum Plus. But yeah, I've got a couple of Plus 3s down there. I've got one that's my one, and I've got the one of a name known to Compsys Sinclair owners because I worked with him, and we bonded over this. Damien Yates, I have his Plus 3, and he was a big name back in the day on Compsys Sinclair, and we were working together, and he suddenly realised I was into Spectrums. He was moving house, and he came in with this Spectrum, went, do you want this? Plus 3. Yes, please. So that's it. Richard Shaw Wright bought a Atari 65XE from a kid at school for $5 in the mid-90s. Back in car boots, there were plenty of cheap stuff. Yeah, I mean, my mate had an 800XL. He wouldn't sell it to me. He put it in a local paper for 60 quid. in about 91, something like that. He didn't get any bites, obviously. He's still got it. Okay, but he won't play it. He won't use it. He won't sell it. Also had contact with... Remember the store about Chase HQ? I told... But my mate with C64 HQ, Chase HQ told everyone in school how brilliant the game was. And then everyone got to see it. And then I got the Amstrad version. And so on. Got back in contact the other day. Still got his A1200. He said, oh, do you want it? I said, no, you can't give it to me. That's worth about 300 quid. If you want to get it listed, I help you get it listed. But no, it's do not give that away. So there still are people out there who've got no idea, but I'm not prepared to exploit a mate over that. Let's put another game on. I mean, the Spectrum had all the games. Clearly, it's a limited machine. I could play C64 at my mate's house and got his C64 for 20 quid. I'm going to say 20 quid. Last game you played, it sharpens up super fine change screens. That could be the encoding. We are in OBS. I've got no idea what the settings are. I can't see. I'm looking on there. I mean, it's not looking particularly great on the preview there. But hey, this is ChinnyVision. If you wanted this to be professional, we'd all be on Twitch. I'd be in a paddling pool and have a big microphone in front of me and leaning back, and you'd be throwing bitcoins and NFTs at me, or whatever the young people do these days. This is ChinnyVision. We're messing around on YouTube with a ropey old Spectrum with a device that clearly doesn't like it, and yeah, I like Splat. I like Splat. Splat's great. Yeah, you can see, look, see how the colour is changing. AGC, it starts off dark and then got bright. That is some automatic control in the... If I turn my screen on over there... I've got a separate display over it. You can't really see that. So I can look at that on my mixing desk. Clearly, that's not... I'm going to break my neck trying to look at that. But it's a reference. Right, press any key. Enter to freeze the game. Fair enough. What's the controls? Oh, good, we've got Kempston. Marvellous. I'm bringing them up. Apologies for anyone wearing headphones. I'm going to watch this on the little monitor over here. You can't see. It's a little tiny little screen I bought. You can't really see it on Amazon years ago. If you can see that there, the cable won't let me go any further. But it's really handy for stuff like this. HDMI input. Saw it in the Commodore 64 Mini video. And let us all have a moment's silence in memory of the poor souls who have received the full-size Mini C64 this Christmas. May God have mercy on their souls. Right, let's play this. We're on 3. We're on Kempston. Any key to play? Here we go. Right, the screen will scroll. I have to move around. I can't look at that screen. I'm going to have to look at OBS. Eat the grass. 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 Don't go close to the edge. Eat the grass. Oh, this requires a level of... The good thing about Retrotink is the lag is considerably less than what I is used to. I've still got lag because I've got the HDMI double buffered, and that means the input device can change screen mode without it having a fit. You can run it without the buffering. Oh. The +2A on the Retrotink looks stunning, but I was still getting tiny glitching. If you're on the Patreon, you'll see the Turrican 2 video. And I didn't notice it at the time because I'm looking in a small video window. But as soon as I looked at a big window, you can see from about 3/4 of the way through the status bar, it's juddering slightly, which I'd hoped they'd got rid of. Now, of course, the trick with Splat is you don't have to collect all the grass. but you're waiting for it to cover all of the screen. So it's where the screen moves. So we're on 25% at the moment, 30%. And we're trying to get as much of the grass as possible. We don't have to collect it all. We just have to survive. But obviously we want points, because points mean prizes. But the trick is not to get... I love this game. There's an Amstrad version published by Amsoft. It isn't as good. Still fine, but this is the one. And reaction time is the most important thing on this. It's one of those games where you don't want any lag at all. And also you need a really good controller. I am on my zip stick. I would not be playing this on the Plus keyboard because I'm not a sadist. People criticised me when I reviewed the machine and said I didn't like the keyboard on the Spectrum Plus. It is rubbish. It is demonstrably rubbish. It is not a proper keyboard. It is Clive's idea of what a hard keyboard should be. I've never used a QL, but I imagine that is equally rubbish. Yes! Can you get your speech? Cash converter was great in the late 90s. It's like a car boot sale in the shop. I had many good finds there, including... Oh, hang on, I better... Sorry, pay attention. Oh, that's what happens. Take your eyes away. You die. Like that game Mr. PSB was playing with the strange bloke with the white hair. You die, you die, you die. And the scrolling's got faster. And the map has got harder. Oh, no. Water. But I have a high score. I have a high score. Anyone else on there? Less blockchain, more chain exile. And welcome to anyone who's new to ChinnyVision 2. This is ChinnyVision 2, the less popular alternative to ChinnyVision 1. But that's the point, I suppose. I'm on here. Did anyone put this out on the Discord? I mean, I said I was on ChinnyVision 2 live, but if anyone puts a link out on there, that would be good. I think I put a link for ChinnyVision 2 on there. What else can we play? Let's go. Can I face Saboteur? I always think it looks like he's letting off in the title screen there. He's had a kind of beans dinner. Double membrane that annoys me. Big parts white, so responsive under mother membrane keyboards. Yeah, I mean, it's also just the keys jam. I mean, someone else said the keys don't jam. No, they really do. They do. Plinth YT picked up loads of obscure PS1 games and cache converters in the dying days of the system. I would fund my retirement if I can ride the eBay bubble successfully. I guess. I mean, I've seen so much PS stuff run around. Just take a swig of drink. Yeah, there's probably bargains to be had there, and although is everything on it so common? That's going to be a thing, isn't it? It's going to be, is everything on the J? I'm pressing J. I'm pressing J. Yeah, that's J. K. R. S. Yeah, I mean, I think we can take that as not working. Oh, yeah. I mean, oh, that's interesting. We could take it back. That's something we can apparently dial out. That's dot crawl and PAL artifacting. Let's load Saboteur again, because that might be something we can actually write. Let's just kill the annoying music a second. Apart from the music coming out of the Spectrum. Because we should, with this, if we're going to the decoder, we have the YC filter that should make a difference to that. Oh, notch filter makes it like that. Right, so aperture adjusts stuff to do with that, I guess. It's all to do with how the... I mean, you'll never get rid of that, because that's just... It's an issue... Actually, this isn't an issue for... I've got a 4S, 48K normal, and that's a nightmare for dot crawl. Well, the music, yeah, but it's all... I mean, the thing is, on the Spectrum, the patterning will... everything in there is so cheap that everything kind of bleeds through into everything else. So, of course, phase ain't going to make any difference to us in Powerland, is it? No. Can I get it working? Is it going to work? No, it's not. Let's play something else. As I stab at the keyboard. Which Dizzy game's that? Well, it turns out it's Treasure Island Dizzy, but it ain't going to work. You can see the AGC again there, just kind of going up and down, up and down, up and down like a Dave Perry bikini video. Let's put your... Can you hear Drizzly music? This is usually very stable, but some of these images on here are very, very old and haven't really been tested on this. I don't usually have an issue loading stuff in, but I'm also in the classics directory, not my usual supercard directory where I usually load all my games. I've just gone because I don't want to be scrolling through lists forever. There's a separate directory on here called Classics that has the popular games in it that I thought I'd use for this. Yeah, ZX Guesser says the patterning is because the colour sub carrier isn't phase locked to the pixel clock on the 48K. I mean, Clive did it all very cheaply as possible. And you can dial out a few bits and pieces on the power decoding. But it's actually far nicer to look at on this screen over here than it is up there. But hey ho. Jump to start. Okay for Kempston. Drizzly. Which everyone owned multiple times, obviously, because I had it on Amstrad Action cover tape. And I had it on the cartoon... I mean, what a swizz having it on the cartoon collection was. Let's put in a game that everyone's got already. Shame because you have some CJ's Elephant Antics on there, which I really love. And do I need to come down here? Do I need to come down here? Do I need to come down here? Let's go. Something in here, isn't there? Oh, the Ghostbusters pack thing. I need to get down to... I'll tell you what, after playing the latest Dizzy game, this feels so clunky. Oh! But it looks like I've got a cheat active anyway. Look at how many lives I've got. No, I didn't put that there. What's down here? And then the bridge. That should start. No, it didn't. Oh, have I died? Oh, no, I haven't. I haven't died. Yeah, Quattro Adventure. Yeah, getting it lumped in on Quattro compilations. I'm sure Quattro Adventure wasn't the only one. Was it on one of the other Quattros? They shoved this out as many times as they could. And, I mean, it's a classic, but, I mean, it feels so clunky today. I think it's probably my favourite of the early ones. If anyone saw the Seymour Goes to Hollywood review, the guy who designed Magic Land Dizzy replied in the comments because I'd said something nice about Magic Land Dizzy being probably the best of the early Dizzy games. I can't go nuts over it. I mean, when this came out, this wasn't particularly well received, this game. I remember reading a review of it in Amstrad Computer User, Computing with the Amstrad. And they gave it a mark in the low 70s and went, yeah, you know, fair enough. And that's kind of it, isn't it? But it's kind of grown into its own cult. Oh, didn't want to do that. We need to light that. I'm not holding anything. I ain't holding anything because I've dropped it down here. No. And the only holding one thing is really... Oh, I didn't want to do that. Dizzy Collection's another one it was on, which is more understandable. And I'm getting annoyed now. I'm going to load another game. Good evening, Carl. Have a sleep well. I'll do a couple more games and then I'll call it a day. No, I'm not playing Daley Thompson's Decathlon. This really was just a test. Oh, yeah. Eric and the Floaters, Bomberman. Can I play this on... if I can't play it on joystick, I'm not doing, because I'm not leaning over there. What else have we got? R-Type. That's not going to... will that load? Yeah, Seymour Games, again, it was just a design thing, wasn't it? I liked this first Seymour game because it was just... It was clearly meant to be a Dizzy game, but Nonamed is a terrible game but has nice big graphics. It's a Spanish game. Stunt Car Racers. Stunt Car Racer is... I like that. I really like the new BBC version because it's so fast on the BBC Master. Oh, yeah. I had this on Mastertronic budget. They put the Amstrad version on one side, Spectrum version on the other. What's good for... How do I kill people? Spanish games. And you have to press space to... No, you can't duck under him. One live less. I don't remember playing this that much. This is probably why. Let's try that again before I get completely bored and load something else. I mean, that just comes straight at you. Oh! Yeah, Hypersports. So I on the... I was playing Hypersports 2. Was it Track and Field 2? On the MSX on the Patreon stream. The Patreon video. Chinny Club the other day. But I'm not... Oh... This is... Yeah. Oh. What we got under D? Oh no, I was up there, wasn't I? T. Oh yeah. Now, are you going to get... I'm clearly using a pirated copy of Turbo Esprit here, so you can get your £100 if you write to Dull Software, Castle Lodge, Castle Green, Taunton, Somerset, TA21 4AB. They still do exist, so if you screenshot this and say Chinny Hill on the internet was playing a pirated version of your game, you will get £100 if your information leads to a successful prosecution, which of course it won't. Even back in the day. Can you imagine trying to prosecute Little Johnny for having a pirated copy of this game? The people they could prosecute would be or it'd be worth prosecuting, would be the industrial pirates. And so it's not going to lead to prosecution, so, because they're not going to catch them, so this whole thing is just, yeah, sham. Anyway. Right. I hope Kempston is in. AGC, please behave yourself. Oh. Was I supposed to select Sinclair at some point? Or Kempston? Wellington, yep. Auto skill, playing keys, right. Yeah. So clearly I can't play this with joystick, so I'm going to come over here. Fun, fun, fun. Right, okay. They never managed to catch... I mean, I know they shut the barriers down eventually, but they never managed to catch anyone, did they, down there? Yeah, it's like GTA, but better. Oh, how do I go in a corner on this version? No, I'd hold it. I'm going to do it with the joystick. There must be a Kempston option, right? There we go. Right, I'm around the corner. I mean, for my money, the Amstrad version is the best version because there's just so much colour and it's a bit jerky, but... Oh! Turn! Hello? No. Ah! Yeah, that's unfortunate, but I had to kill you. Where's the criminal anyway? I'm there. I haven't been told where he is. Or have I not been paying attention? No, don't stop there. Why can't I turn? Yes, you're right. It's fire to turn at the same time as... That's it. See, I can do it on joystick. I don't think I've ever played Turbo Speed on the keyboard before. That's the problem. You steer and fire at the same time. Of course, you end up in the wall. No, that would have been Mark Bolan. Such a good game, though. I still don't know where the criminals are. I'm just driving around. Ah, N18. Press M. N8. Oh, God, was it? Oh, of course, it's still stuff going on when you're in the map. No. That's not fair. He got blown up and... Well, I got blown up and he didn't. Well, anyway, look, thanks for joining me this evening. That's been a test of the Retrotink with the Spectrum Plus, which has gone badly, as you can see, because it's just kind of... There you go, did it again. Adjusting itself, which you don't really want it doing, but hey-ho. Perhaps they'll get it right eventually, or perhaps there's a setting to adjust. But thanks to everyone who's come in and watched, and... yeah, and there'll be a ChinnyVision Christmas New Year update tomorrow, but thanks for watching, and yeah, see you guys soon. Cheers. How to press stop streaming. See you soon. Bye-bye.